Welcome to another Plan B RPG podcast. We are a tabletop role-playing gaming group. Our adventures spanned across the worlds of Dungeons & Dragons, Star Wars, Force and Destiny, Worlds in Peril, Call of Cthulhu, Dungeon World, Shadowrun, and many more. If you are interested in following us, please visit us at planbrpg.com. Also, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google+, to find other treasures we offer. Feel free to show your support by purchasing a Plan B RPG t-shirt on our site. With that all said, on with the adventure.
I think I've seen this.
I didn't bother seeing any of the other ones, but yeah.
But Warren Ellis apparently wrote a collection of short stories at one point, and he said,
You have to lean
he was
forward,
praising his agent on his blog. He's like, "Yeah, I wrote this as a lark. It's got a scene where Godzilla takes a bukkake, and I figured no one's ever gonna buy this, and lo and behold, she managed to sell it. So you know what? She's awesome." You go back to Japanese are weird, man.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Did you get it?
Not yet. I haven't gotten. I got told at the interview, is like, we'll have no problem placing you. I just have to get some stuff together for my visa, and
So it's almost a done deal.
almost a done deal.
Nice. I read. I used to read this blog by a guy who was on the JET program, the Japanese English teachers.
Oh
yeah.
Black guy, right?
Yeah. So
Poor guy.
right, yeah. That's where I learned what Concho was.
It was like his distinguishing feature about the blog. One of the distinguishing features. My favorite story from that is when he's teaching the class. He had the kids come up, and he's like, "All right, you're in a shop. What do you want?" And the kid comes up and says, "I want 3 condoms, please." And he yells at the kid for saying something bad. He's like, "All right, I want 3 bonana." And then like the end of the blog, he's like, "All right, what the fuck is wrong with you? You can rattle off 3 condoms in a foreign language, no problem. But bonana? Banana is the same freaking word in your language. And you didn't do it. And you didn't say the plural, which was the whole point of the exercise."
My friend Brian from high school taught English in Japan for a few years. Really enjoyed it.
This guy talks about how there's the Japan that they want the rest of the world to see,
Right.
and then the Japan that they keep hidden for themselves.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
when you go there and you see that other thing, like, this is not what I thought it would be like.
Yeah. Yeah, he said it was very, very educational for him too, and there was definitely he was the outsider, mentality in big time. Yeah. I think he said he was treated more as a novelty.
Yeah, that's pretty true. The couple times I've been, it's like they bring me out to parties.
Right.
Like, look at the white person. He's not from here.
Amuse us with something white.
I've got some mayonnaise.
Look, he's gonna say something white and American.
Hello, he did it.
Probably asking to say dude.
I've had like kids point at me on the train and be like, "White guy." Welcome to my world. They call you white guy?
They do!
I had a friend of mine who went to Japan for like 3 weeks, and he's big. He's like 6'2".
Oh my god, yeah.
He said, so when it came time to get on the train, train comes, doors open up, there's like no room. And so he says to the guy in Japanese, "Excuse me, is this the train to whatever?" And he says, and the guy looks at me and goes, "Hi." But nobody moves.
Right.
So he shrugs and kind of goes like this. And then all of a sudden they squeeze it.
Yeah, this train sucks so much. Like my friend and I would go to concerts in Tokyo. We lived out in the suburbs, so we'd go in and be fine. Coming back at like 10 o'clock is when like everybody's cramming back in. So like I'm sweaty. I've been running around a mosh pit for the last 2 hours, and now I have to stand up against a bunch of people that don't have deodorant there.
Ooh.
It's rough.
Yeah, that sounds pretty rough.
I had. Oh,
Oh, and I was thinking of you the other day because Courtney and I started watching The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, you're thinking of me probably.
Well, no, because this is related to when we were doing the workouts after class. So they had an episode where somebody that Kimmy knows had to do something that they weren't looking forward to doing, and she's like, well, just count to 10. Like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you can do anything for 10 seconds.
I used to say that a lot. Come on, we're only going for 10 more seconds. You can hold it. Go, go.
You can do anything for 10 seconds. I'm like, that sounds familiar.
And then I would say, and 10, and then everyone would just drop.
Yeah, like, ah.
did you finish that?
Titus Andromedon.
No, we're still. Titus is hilarious. Now we're 8 episodes in to season 1. I think they're short seasons too. They're like 13 episodes or something like that. But God, that show is funny. Yeah, Titus Andromedus is hilarious. I just watched the episode where he was making his music video about black penises.
That's a weird show.
It's by Tina Fey, so it's
right.
very along the lines of 30 Rock, but
Okay.
it's on Netflix, so some stuff they can be a little bit more adult about. But
Right.
they don't really, you know. It could be very easily on like a regular sitcom
Yeah.
type of thing, but
Well, originally it was supposed to be on NBC,
yeah.
and then they didn't go through, and so the later episodes you can tell they get a little bit more punchy.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've been laughing ourselves through 8 episodes of that so far, and it's a great show.
I finished Stranger Things. That was pretty good.
Oh, I love Stranger Things.
I have yet
really
to start
like
that, but everybody is raving about that.
Yeah.
It's a really fun show.
It felt like
It
a
is.
Stephen King novel.
It does. It's the Goonies
You
meets
know why?
Stephen King and John Carpenter and a little bit of Spielberg.
Yeah.
So,
And I heard it already got re-upped for a second.
Yep.
This part's
yes.
really good.
So,
There's
it was,
this part
it
that's
was
a little
picked up for
weak.
Season 2. But I thoroughly enjoyed the first season. And the kids in it play D&D.
Yeah.
They play like the old school, like with the binders and everything, because it takes place in '83.
Yeah, I heard it was very 80s.
Yeah, like even the background music and the title music and the fonts in 80s, like an '80s movie.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
They actually, I watched an interview with it, and they broke stuff down. And the D&D game that they play at the very beginning paints out. Never mind.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're gonna
It's
say.
not
Yeah.
really a spoiler because you have to watch that episode to kind of, and you're still gonna watch them regardless.
True. It paints out the entire series of what happens in a lot of detail, with not a lot of words and stuff.
But yeah, because it's about this kid that goes missing, and they start looking for him and uncover all this weird stuff, like a secret government facility, and there's this monster on the loose, and there's this little girl with psychic powers, and the whole season plays out how that's all tied together as they look for this little boy that went missing. And the first episode, they're playing D&D, and they're sitting down at the beginning, and they're playing D&D, and they're going through the dungeon, and the guy's describing it, and he's like, oh man, I hope it's not Demogorgon. I hope it's not the Demogorgon. And then they go through, and the kid breaks up, and he's like, it's Demogorgon! And they go through this whole fight, and the kid, they roll to see if they hit the Demogorgon with a fireball. And they go through this whole thing, and the kid who's DMing leaves the room because his mom calls him. And he's like, we need a 13 to hit, and he rolls a 7. And then, the whole thing gets broken up. He's like, well, don't tell him, just re-roll it. Don't tell him, the whole thing. Like, it didn't count, He's like, no, it's what I rolled. So at the end he says, oh, by the way, I only rolled a 7, Demogorgon got me. And then as he's riding home, he gets abducted by the monster. But yeah, it's a really, really good series. The whole thing, like every episode, we're like, all right, gotta watch the next one.
Is anyone else showing up or no? Okay.
Kim can't make it. Zach doesn't play, and Lauren couldn't make it,
Dominic?
and Dom couldn't make it either.
I read the very last email, which is lucky that you guys, I checked it again, because I would have showed up. Well, I mean, I almost showed up around 2 anyway, but.
Yeah, it's alright. So, did a little rules digging, And Cliff and I were discussing this too. So we were discussing the General Zod fight. And we realized that we were doing conditions for big villains wrong.
Okay.
So, fortunately, we live in the digital age where you can simply go to the Google Plus page for Worlds in Peril and ask the guy who wrote the book.
It's always a bonus.
Right. So, that was pretty cool.
Seriously?
Just want to awkward for whoever's watching.
This is kind of why I was against video.
Yeah,
because
kill
of
videos
him.
out.
I'm also against the video, so I'm gonna make it.
We're gonna ruin this.
Someone will see my butt cheeks by the end.
I was gonna say there's
God.
gonna be nudity. Now with YouTube's new policy,
Guys.
you're just getting pulled.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There are so many people.
Actually, in all seriousness, this is gonna sound like a really, really weird request, but I need to remember around the 7 to 8 o'clock time. Remind me to send an image to one of my friends that's me naked.
What?
Nope, not doing that one. Nope.
I don't.
You set an alarm on your phone.
Yeah. Why would you even bring that up to
Please
us?
remember to send nude pictures to your friend. Justin.
He's getting married today, and he said he won't pick up any of the pictures. I've already taken the picture. Don't worry, I don't need to do anything weird in your house.
Oh God! Oh God! That means that there's the potential that he could send it to any one of us.
He doesn't have my phone number. I'm
already-
good.
His name is not also.
You don't have my phone number. We're good. I'm fine. I'm safe. I'm safe.
I'm blocking your number from now on.
Yeah, you're
Somehow,
never safe.
somehow he'll punch it. Just send it to my email or
I
something.
do have to remember to do that though.
Yeah, that's.
Nope.
I know I've
Nope.
done that whenever any of my friends got married.
Yeah.
It's
That's-
tradition.
That's a
isn't
tradition,
it?
right?
Yeah. Just so you know, a reminder. This is what you're going to be missing.
I sent Dan a whole collage of dick pics.
Here it is in different lighting.
Yeah.
Look, I look like a Navi in this one. There's a Wookiee. Here's some Wookiee jump.
There's some pre and post shave.
Alright. Here's the classic nose and glasses with the big eyebrows.
Now you guys are making it weird.
Look, now I've got some Nordic braids.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln.
This one's the goat.
Yeah. Here's the elephant, the giraffe.
Here's the Batwing.
You said we made it weird? No, I'm sorry, sir. You even bringing that up?
Yeah.
Weird.
Sorry.
We tried to curve it back around to normalcy by making it a joke.
You know what? I have questions, but I don't want to ask them.
That's fine.
My only question is, how did you not see this reaction coming? Did we not take every last little thing you give us and then?
Not just you. Anybody. Anybody.
Actually, I can already feel the defense mechanisms kicking in as my brain erases the last 90 seconds.
No, I'm good because I know around 7 o'clock someone will remind me.
I'm trying to forget that shit.
I had already
even
forgotten what
happened.
time you asked, so stop saying it.
You put a reminder in your phone and leave us the hell alone.
Yeah. Leave us out of it. Wow.
Guys, remind me to send my dick to someone at 7 o'clock.
When I was still
Me
taking
naked, but
karate.
not naked.
Okay, further questions erasing that.
My ears have just refused to hear it.
Just let it go. Just let
It's
it
gonna
go.
be really hard for him to play, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Justin? It's a shame you couldn't make
Wait,
it.
we
I'm
forgot.
right here.
Wait,
No,
we
wait.
forgot him.
Yeah, my imagination just went really bad with that. 'Cause
Yeah.
Now I got this whole Justin with a pose like.
Would you fuck
Oh,
me?
God, me
I'd
too,
fuck
yeah.
me. I'd
Yeah.
fuck me hard. From Silence of the Lambs. You've never seen Silence of the Lambs?
I might have, but
No.
Uh,
Daddy, what is that?
So I saw Silence of the Lambs, and then much later, my wife at the time was really into Monk. So in the,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so in the interest of doing stuff together, I agreed to watch the show. And
Monk?
every time I would just be laughing. She's like, what are you laughing about? It's not that funny. I was like, no, it's not funny at all, as in the show. But every time the captain shows up, I just keep hearing in my head, would you fuck me, Monk?
I'd fuck me. It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Oh.
Oh, man. But yeah, when I was still taking karate, this guy Jose wanted me to take a picture of him and the instructor so he could show some of his friends. So I take the picture, and he goes, "Yeah, how did it turn out?" So I hit, it has like the camera roll and it displays all the picture. Well, it just defaulted to that. Like it just went right into the things so that and the next pic over was a dick pic. I was like, oh god.
I mean, wouldn't you want to delete those?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You tell me how I do it.
Yeah. You're the one that's about to send a naked picture.
It's tasteful.
It's artistic, alright. It's a tasteful dude.
It's very Victorian.
Is it like a little bowl of grapes or something?
Are you like reclining on a couch?
He's just got a top hat and a bow tie.
And a monocle.
And a monocle, yeah.
You're welcome.
I was telling the story the other day of remember Bill at the Art Institute, the model?
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Him standing over everybody's sketch pads.
He was your favorite.
You got the full.
You and me,
view
I was
of it.
like, okay.
Even the instructor laughed.
Switch me.
Bomber did.
Or I was telling
Did
him,
you?
I was like, "Hey, you guys switch with me." He's like, "I'm good." Finally, I just got up and got to the other side of Dan, and then he was like, "You're an asshole, sir." Trust me, that's all I know about you.
The first pose was just on his back, spread eagle pointed right at Justin, and that was like a 10-minute pose or something. And then the next pose was like the bending over pose, and Justin go like this,
I keep moving, and it doesn't change.
and he's trying to hold the sketch pad up in front of him, and he's like, "Well, I'll just draw the foot." And the professor comes by and sees Justin putting a lot of detail into one foot on the page, and then he looks at Justin's page, and he looks up over his sketch pad at the view, and he goes. And he just starts laughing. He's going like,
You know how Bomberman used to collect sketchbooks?
yeah.
He was like, "You had an unlucky day."
Yeah.
Man, that art school is just filled with great stories.
Oh yeah, that was the most bizarre place.
Well, that's not as bad as what's the really weird one.
Oh, Darren?
Yeah.
The guy who fell into the cardboard tube and then off of the stage.
And then proceeded to tell one of the girls that he wore the same pants as them.
Yes, and he had them. He was wearing them that day. They were wearing the
I think
same
the worst
pants.
part of him is, sorry, you're gonna draw me.
Yeah.
That's unnerving.
And you're like, he has long eyelashes. He's like, "All right, you're gonna be my person I stare at for the next 15 minutes."
And he was the kind of guy who'd be like, "All right, we're just gonna do croquis, real quick gesture drawings. So like, every 5 seconds, hold the pose for 5 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, next pose. 1, 2, 3. He just never stopped moving. It's like, dude.
He sounds like he has the second worst pickup line that I've ever heard. Being pants. The first was one from a guy who was in our gaming club. Not really by choice once we met him, but in college. He decided that he should let a girl know how much he was into her by saying, "I think about you a lot." She's like, "Really? That's okay." They'd never spoken before. So, I think about you a lot. Oh,
That's not the way
that's
to talk
sweet.
about.
No, I think about you when I do things.
Whoa!
At that point,
Wow.
she's just not responding, right? She's just got this blank face. But he keeps going. I think about you when I touch myself. And boom, he's banned from that dorm. And that was not the only dorm he got banned from.
Wow. Is he like socially awkward?
Oh, yeah.
You think?
He came to a party once, and one of the guys who we lived with had a really gorgeous girlfriend. And
Jesus.
I think about your girlfriend when I touch myself.
so, well, no, but he goes up to this guy And he literally throws himself on the ground, knees to the ground. I am but dirt in the shadow of your greatness. Please tell me how you score such a... Or no, please tell me how you win the heart of such a... He would go to this like Victorian speak sometimes. Of such a ravishing beauty. Now, my friend, Brian, who had the girlfriend, was already like 6 beers deep at this point.
Oh, God.
So he says, oh, yeah, sure, no problem, Dave. You know what I did? I just went up to her and was like, hey, Kelly, you have a magnificent ass, and I am going to grab it right now. And she said, yes, Brian, please grab my ass. And it's just been awesome ever since. And so after, and he's like sitting there like he's taking notes in his head. So after he walks away, I go up and say, you realize that he's about to sexually harass the next girl he meets based on your advice, right? He's like, that's going to be funny. He's going to get kicked off campus. Because he was so drunk.
Oh, my God.
Not good.
Oh, my God.
That's horrifying.
I watched something where they're like, getting friends that are girls is really easy. All you have to do is go up to someone and be like, I want to be your boyfriend. And then they'll be like, we're just friends.
I like that one. That's good. So I just got to say thank you to you guys real quick because I was telling Dan the other day. Based on the stories from last session, I run a game in the middle of the week where we're trying out different Apocalypse World hacks because we're trying to get a feel for like what you can do with the system. So we're just going to rotate through a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. So the first one that we're trying is this one called The Hood, where you play a bunch of real small-time criminals in a ghetto, and then something bad happens. And the guys made really, really awful people, like hilariously bad. I'll tell you about their backstory sometime. They're just wow. But basically what happened was we have the neighborhood bar, which they named the fuckhole. And yep. And so the game is basically find something they care about and put it in danger. So I put it in danger of a mob shakedown. And so they do some stuff to get the initial interest off of it. And so I up the stakes a little bit, and one of them has a friend who runs a brothel. And the mob takes an interest in that too. And so they send Tony down to just, check the place out and keep the girls safe. And, he can practice his sketches in the meantime because he's a really great drawer. And so they go start doing some research on this guy because one of the main drivers of the game is this. He plays somebody who digs up dirt on you and then blackmails the shit out of you. That's kind of what he does. So he does a lot of research on him before he even meets him. And so he's looking online, he's active on forums and stuff, and I describe him as the kind of guy who actually spells out phonetically his accent. So like the is D-A and all that kind of stuff. He hates this guy so much before he even meets him that he's saying, I don't want to blackmail him. We need to take a contract out on this asshole. I want him dead. And then when they met him, it just completely went, hey, you're just jealous because I'm a better drawer than you. I don't even fucking care about drawing. Yeah, I know you gave up because you saw my drawings, but it's all right, man.
What's worse is that's an actual real person.
I know, and that's a pretty accurate.
So what is he doing? That's what I want to know.
What was it? Because I saw the same thing. I don't even know what the hell that company is.
He works in the design lab for some company. I don't even know what that means. Yeah.
I didn't even look at the company either.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the
drawer there.
Yeah, he's the best drawer there.
God, that was the easiest NPC to play. Like everything that they did, he just did 100 times better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And like they were chewing their own tongues, like wanting to punch me. It was awesome.
I told him the key to playing a good Tony is that whatever it is they're doing, he has to lead off with, are you jealous because I'm better at whatever it is than you?
Yeah.
So instead they took a bunch of pictures of him and signed him up for a gay dating site under the name Hunky Dago. And then just sat back and watched as his phone blew up with dick pic after dick pic.
Yeah, he's a real person, and you were not exaggerating him.
He made made a fantastic NPC.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
going to get a lot of mileage out of him. Because they haven't killed him yet, so.
I told Cliff that really I've wasted my life by not writing a sitcom based on the people we know. You know, like
People we met in school, yeah. Freezer.
Freezer.
Oh, man.
Well, for as long as I've known Josh, he wore biohazard goggles.
Yeah.
So-
He was a living cartoon.
right? I'm not lying about that.
He wore that hat and them goggles. All
He wore the hat with the furry ear flaps on the side, and it had biohazard goggles on top of it.
Middle of summer.
In the middle, it didn't matter. Didn't matter if it was the dead of winter or the middle of summer. He wore that no matter what.
He sounds like more like somebody who belongs in theater. Because the theater people.
Yeah.
Yeah, interestingly
he kind of
enough.
was.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
We're like, he might have missed something.
He signed up for online dating for eHarmony, and they came up with no compatible matches.
I've heard that happen.
Here's your money back. Please leave this site.
yeah,
It's not supposed to happen that often.
yeah.
May I use some of your dice?
Nope.
I only need 2.
You don't have your different mood dice?
No, I don't.
Wow. I
Hey, that was pretty good, actually.
I didn't expect just two to come out.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Who else was another really interesting person that we met?
Oh well, let's see. We had Freezer, we had Josh, we had Tony.
I think those are the largest characters.
Those are the biggest.
Yeah,
Jalise was pretty funny too.
yeah, she was. Yeah.
we had to watch an animated movie and write like a little 1-page discussion of it for homework the one week. And the professor says, after class, if you have any questions about your paper, just see me and I'll ask you questions. So she says, yeah, I have a question about my paper. Can you tell me why I got a D? And the teacher's response is, well, because first of all, it's Shrek, not Shriek. You can get that even by just looking at the DVD cover.
Wow.
She was in with the rest of the women that were all into the anime, and they just could not get away from that.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Disney. all
Dave
of
Disney.
them.
Who actually is related to Walt Disney in a very distant way.
Huh.
He said it's good for 10% off at Disney World if he wants. If he presents a valid ID.
But was
We had
it-
that one professor who, I can't remember his name, he was a heavy-set, balding guy. He was very flamboyant.
Matthews.
Matthews.
Was it Matthews?
The design
Design-
teacher who stuck your
It
fingers in the
wasn't-
cement.
Oh, I remember that story.
So you buy a bottle of cement, and the top is also a brush, and I'm brushing.
The rubber cement, like you used to have in grade school.
Okay. Now, there's 2 parts of this story. The first part is, I did what I still think, and I still have, is a very beautiful cut paper, like 9 layers deep, shark coming out of the water.
That
Very,
came out nice.
very
Yeah, it
nice.
was very cool. Yeah.
I got a C.
Yeah.
Whatever, because it was not expressive enough. So my next one, I still have this piece also. It just says, ah, good. It has like cardboard from like soda bottles and stuff. And it's Doc Brown, Albert Einstein, the Terminator, and Johnny Depp from the Pirates of the Caribbean. All very like they're just squares. They're not, it doesn't look good at all. I got a 95 on that.
Yeah.
It just says, ah, good.
Yeah.
Art really is subjective. Isn't it?
Yes.
I was so mad.
This guy was a
The
dick.
best,
though.
the best
Oh,
part
he
was,
was a turtle.
so I'm with the shark one. I am very, very precisely putting tiny pieces of things on this thing, and I have some larger pieces, but I'm holding off on them. I'm using this brush, and I'm quite frankly minding my own business and keeping myself busy. The teacher's like, no, you are doing this wrong. Grabs my hand,
He calls the entire class over.
and then he rips off the back of my sketchbook for another class.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just grabs my hand. And I'm now like, okay, this is a lot of attention that I don't want. And he shoves the entire hand in
Into
like
the rubber cement container.
he's like just whooshing around in there.
He says, "You're not putting enough rubber cement on. Don't be afraid. Just really get your hand in there." And he grabs just his hand and he goes, "Dunk."
That sounds like kindergarten finger painting.
Right. So he's standing there like this with all this rubber cement oozing off of his hand.
This was also the same professor that in an entire room of animation students says that animation was not an art.
Yeah.
So nobody really liked him by the end.
Yeah. Well, I was doing one with tigers at one point, and he said, "Oh, you should do one with the tigers, like in the water, and make it part of the water, like it's rippling or whatever. It would be cool to make it look like it's melting into the water." I was like, "All right, that does sound fun. I'll try that." And then I do the whole project, and he's like, "I don't really like this. It looks like the tiger's melting." And he's like,
That was very much this guy.
"Yeah."
That and were you? I think you were in my class where this one guy. We were supposed to talk about communication, and he went right into evolution, which had nothing to do with communication.
Oh yeah,
logic guy.
was that the class where he called your wife a bitch?
Yeah. That's the only time I got
actually-
super serious at work at school.
I actually thought I was going to have to stand up and keep Justin from punching him. I really did. Like I saw Justin do this.
I don't know that I would have stopped him.
He was an older guy too, and I don't understand.
So that I immediately went to the one because that. I mean, he was using it as an abject lesson, I think, but it was like, all right.
All right. Well, he was talking about this guy. Frame of reference for this guy. He's a big follower of was it Dawson,
Dawson,
the big atheist.
Yep.
And he himself
Dawkins.
Dawkins. He's a big follower of Dawkins, and he himself is a very militant atheist to the point where if religion even comes up, he's like, "Oh, well, you're a moron if you believe in anything." Yeah. That type of guy. He's very aggressive about it.
Which is funny because now I do believe in stuff, and I would say an active follower, but that never came up in this class.
Right. So he never knew anything about any of us. But he was talking about marriage the one day, and he said to Justin, "You're married, right?" Because he saw like the wedding ring or something.
Yeah.
And
well, who's married? And I'm
who's
the
married?
only one who's raising their hand.
Right. So he starts talking about how how horrible marriage is, and basically like it's taking this subservient vow, and he's like, "Yeah, so when you got married, it was just basically like, okay, bitch, do what I say,"
No,
or something along those lines.
It was way more derogatory towards her.
Yeah.
From what I
I was
remember
like-
you guys telling me, it was really vicious.
Basically, he just out and out called her like a horrible
A
bitch.
hoe and a bitch.
Right.
I'm like,
Basically
all
saying
right.
like she's prostituting herself in this marriage, and you're treating her like the whole thing, and he's like basically so it's like the bitch.
And
and-
who
So
cares?
that's beyond stupid because that has nothing to do with atheism. In fact, marriage has had very little to do with religion for a very long time. It's been
Right.
politics.
Right.
Well, I don't think he was
So-
so much going after that.
I'm sitting like Justin's here, and I'm
I was
sitting
like,
one seat over and one seat back, and Justin turns around and he goes, "Did he just call my wife a bitch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it kind of sounds like it." And he goes, "That's what I thought."
I was mad.
Yeah.
This is thinner Justin too. So.
That's the one thing that's always gotten you mad is when
don't-
whenever somebody messes
I
with
don't
shit.
like
Like I still remember the story about Zach hugging. And he thought he was hugging Shayna, and he started to get mad.
Yeah.
There was one time I was just hanging out with Zach, and that one came up. He's like, "He almost punched me in the face."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, they're twins. I get to touch this one. This one's mine.
All right, I'm married to this one. You're married to the other one. But, oh, good lord, that was just so funny.
And I think the funniest favorite, and this was still in college, Shayna making fun of it. And it really was just Josh testing.
Oh yeah.
He said something mean. I was like, hey, that's not nice. And then he said something again. I was like, look, you talking again. I don't want to hang out with you for the rest of the day. And he kept, because you know how Josh, he's like,
Yeah.
okay,
He would just.
this is now a game.
Right.
You know? And I was like, I'm going to throw you out. You can't get back into your building. So you will be on the streets of Philadelphia tonight. Yeah. And so we continue watching the game, and Josh is a thin person, very easily throwable.
Oh yeah.
So I threw him out of the building, and I hear, and I'm like, I'm not letting you back in. You're out for the night. I woke up to a piece of paper slipped under. I'm really sorry. Let me in. But I had gone to sleep by then. He put that in there, so I have no idea where he went. So, yeah.
and then there was the getting back to the Shayna thing. There was a time I had gone into the bathroom, so I didn't even hear any of the conversation.
I remember this.
And
You will.
they were making some kind of joke. Like Shayna apparently went in because it was the living room, the kitchen area, the bedroom, and the bathroom in the apartment.
Old place.
Yeah, in the old place. And Sheena had apparently gone into the bedroom and was looking for something. Was in there for a few minutes, and she came back out, and they were all joking around, like, "Oh, Dan and Shayna are back in the bedroom." And Justin was getting mad. I had no idea what was going on. So I come back out, and they're all like, "So, how was it?" And just the first thing that springs to mind is like, "Ah, so good. I need a cigarette." I had no idea what was going on, and Justin got mad.
It made no sense. I'm irrational. I'm okay with that. I can be irrational on one or two things.
Hey, I've read a lot of things that say women like to know that they're wanted. So,
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, that was funny.
All right, let's get going.
Yes. So, circling back around to where I was way back when. Imposing conditions on a...
Yeah, how did we get off on that wild tangent?
I don't know. We went completely left field there. We'll have to check the tape.
It's somewhere after.
Oh, that's what it was. Justin interrupted me with a reminder.
Yeah.
I didn't suck in.
no,
I didn't
no.
suck in. I pushed out. I
All
want to make
right.
sure it takes up most of the
back to
frame.
conditions.
Right.
Conditions.
So, the number of conditions a villain has, or an opponent has, it doesn't have to be any particular type of condition. So you don't have to take the chance all the time to impose a critical. It's just, what is it?
Moderate.
Minor, moderate, and critical can refer to the length of time that they're going to be affected by something. Like, a minor is something they can get over relatively quickly. A moderate might take them a little bit more time. Or critical is a really long-term effect type of thing. So you don't always have to push for the critical to make an impact, thus putting yourself in danger all the time, because obviously they can take a lot more hits than you guys can. So if you keep pushing that all the time, then you'll get beaten down rather quickly. But conversely, if you're imposing minor conditions on a villain, then there is the potential that they can undo that condition. So you have to kind of decide what you want to do. But if you want to take somebody out using all moderates, you can. It's not any particular type. It doesn't have to be this or that, and it's not a checklist type of thing like hit points. Like they have 40 conditions, and we just check them off as we go when something comes up. So it all just kind of works within the story, and it can be affecting them however you want. And conversely, it can also be you can be imposing those conditions and affecting them, and it might not seem like it in the fiction based on how it's playing out, but you are actually affecting them. So, like in comic books, they have the initial fight, and they're going back and forth and trading blows, and they're hitting each other, but nobody really looks beat up. Until it gets to the end, the dramatic conclusion, where suddenly, they've got the blood on their nose, and the uniform's torn, and that type of stuff. You can be doing stuff to them and affecting them without realizing it. So if it looks like a fight still isn't going in your favor, it may actually be because you are imposing those conditions on the villain.
Gotcha.
I just saw an excerpt from a comic recently that really demonstrated that well. I don't know if anybody knows who Claw is. I just found out recently. So apparently somebody decided that they wanted a Hulk of their own, but without the enfeeblement of Banner's wussiness or the multiple personality disorder, so they created a Hulk from him just to be Hulk, and he was the opposite of Hulk, so he's Claw. I used to love Hulk, but it sounds like the stories have gotten so dumb since Planet Hulk, which was awesome. But anyway,
Yeah.
so he was fighting this. Apparently, Nova is a kid now. Nova's super tough, fly at whatever times light speed, all that kind of stuff. He's also like 14. And so he decides he's going to go head-to-head with Claw, and he gets the shit kicked out of him. Like, his helmet breaks, and he's all broken and battered and everything. And so in the middle of this fight, he emerges from the wreckage, and he has a whole bunch of like spools and spools of power cables. So he wraps Claw up in that, and then takes off. And he's in the. It looks like a gigantic ball of yarn with this thread. He's flying, and Claw's like, you think this is gonna hold me? I'm gonna be out of here in a second. It's like, oh, I hope that's all I need, and he does. He eventually breaks out, and he goes reaching for him, but he throws him into space right before he can grab him. So it was like he had the moderate condition of restrained, and then the critical condition was being thrown into space, and that was the number of conditions he could take total. So he was out of the fight. Is basically how they were explaining that works. It's like they use the term a lot, plot armor. You can just they can keep going no matter what you do to them, but only for so long. That's why the more it's not how tough they are that gives them the number of conditions they can take. It's how important they are to the story.
Gotcha.
Right.
So Lex Luthor could have 30 conditions because things just don't seem to quite go your way when you're going against him until all of a sudden it does. Even though Superman could at any point theoretically just go, "You're dead," but it never works that way.
So what would be more exciting using what we used before,
Right.
if I'm understanding correctly, instead of us just being like, I beat him again, to be more narrative about it and make it more of an interesting page turner of a comic.
Right, and it even could have been the opening with Zod, where Cliff charged in and struck him with the hammer. He successfully imposed that condition. I forget if that was a critical.
That was a critical. I went right for the critical.
Right, so you went right for the critical, and there was the
I stabbed him in the chest with the spear.
right, the stabbing with the spear. So it could have been he charges in with the hammer and he gets that condition, and I would mark it off. But as he comes in with the hammer, Zod catches it and knocks him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He still takes that critical condition, but thematically it looks like he's this invincible man who is handling the incoming fight, that type of thing.
It makes the fight more dynamic.
Right.
And instead of just hitting them, we can start to try to describe we can name the condition we're trying to give to them.
Right.
I like that.
And it can be anything. It can be distracted,
Sadness.
stunned, sad.
Even when you're saying die, or even if that doesn't take him out, it's he can start to feel his heart squeeze a little bit or something like that, and he's stunned or he's slowed or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, so it can start to wear him down. He starts to get those doubts, that type of thing. So it doesn't have to be.
What have I been doing with my life?
That's what I was going for.
I think that's how you killed him, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was mostly because there was a heart that was open and someone else was poking it. So is he dead or not dead?
Well, as far as you know, he's dead.
No.
I think what you were saying was nothing changed except anyone who burned bonds gets it back, right?
Right. So if anyone had spent their bonds to make it through that fight, since we were doing it a bit wrong,
Gotcha.
you can take those bonds back. I don't remember who else. I think somebody else burned bonds. It might have been Laura or Kim.
Yeah, I think I was wrong.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Laura. Looking back on, but yeah. So everything played out exactly the same, and now we know moving forward.
You would like two different ones. I would because those aren't rolling.
I'm not superstitious.
So yeah, so you don't have to physically beat the person to beat them. It can be just as easy as Batman tying somebody up to a light post and hanging them there. Pray to me. You know what I mean? So that is the tweaking and the adjustment.
Cool.
And I believe we left off right after the fight with Zod.
Mm-hmm.
So you had
I have the pods in New York.
right.
That's where I'm at. I know.
Yeah, that's where Fisk is.
Yeah, Lauren, her character, flew the whole pod tower down that way. So I deactivated Galactiac's connection to them. So right now they're just empty beings.
Right.
So
Empty cybernetic clone thingies.
Also, at some point, we need to convince Hades to come up above.
we don't know about any of this. You still have yet to tell us.
You didn't tell us anything.
So
Nope.
you're screwed.
I love how
until-
you became cursed because you wanted to ask Hades for a jetpack.
No,
Actually,
we
the
went
Winged Sandals.
birds.
Slippers.
It all started because he wanted the jetpack, but then discovered that he could get winged slippers.
That was my bad. I will own that. That was my bad.
So we'll have a mini mission.
We'll have a
Well, that's the danger of asking a schizophrenic mythological man. With the
Sometimes the details are kind of hard to keep track of.
He didn't ask, he commanded.
I specifically wrote on my sheet not to tell people to kill me.
I did.
And you still did it.
Okay, kill me. Snap.
That was the best.
Also, you keep saying to spend our experience points. I don't know how to do that.
Oh yes, if people want to do that.
Oh, yeah,
'cause-
I forgot
do we
about
have
that.
yes, I gave out 5 for the last 2 adventures,
Oh,
and I think some of you have.
you mean achievements?
In the
Yeah,
end,
achievements.
You
Yeah.
have 10 achievements?
I have 2.
Yeah, that's what I have.
We have 5, and then I had 1
So-
before that.
So it's 5 for the 2 sessions. So
Wow.
5, so you should be up to 7.
5 total.
Yeah, 5 total.
Okay.
Um,
7. Yeah. All right.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm sitting here waiting for someone to find it. I have a book right here.
I remember I couldn't find
I'm
it.
so
but,
bad.
So back at the station, I very briefly recount
122.
the tale of
Okay,
Hades
thank you.
and how if I continue
What
to
station? We're not there yet.
Okay.
Calm down.
Guys, I need some help.
yes.
anyone I talk to is going to become vicious.
La 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 la.
All right. So things you can do with your achievements.
What page you on?
122.
122. Oh, that's
This is now way too much like schoolwork.
Actually,
Class, turn to page 122 in your World of Peril book.
I'll pass my book off to Mike since Cliff has a copy of the book. You can raise your stats. You can add stuff to your power profile, and I think you can increase your critical condition threshold.
Or raise your bond threshold.
Or raise your bond threshold. Yeah.
so your power profile is not. Oh no, your power profile is actual powers, not your power summary.
So, for example,
Right.
Jason, you might try pushing it to encompass being able to affect gods.
This is actually a really neat way of like upgrading
Yeah.
compared to like other systems.
And as I was telling Cliff, what I like about this is you are rewarded for playing your character, so you advance based on that.
Number of achievements needed to. Yeah.
Man, I just thought of something.
Mm.
So let's say you develop the potential to affect a god with your power. You go back to Hades, you use your power on him, but the curse is still there, so the god
Yeah.
is a serial killer.
No, that's I want to fix it.
But you have to use your power to fix it. And then using your power, you're breaking.
That's why I have the giant big guy then snap Hades.
You really think he's gonna be able to take down Hades?
I have utter faith in him.
You thought your power would work on Hades when you went down
Hey,
there.
I got the highest I possibly could get.
I know, and it still didn't work.
Okay, so you kill Hades. How do you get back?
And what happens to a world where nothing goes?
Up.
What do you mean go up? You're
Oh, this is
dead.
great! I've already got another campaign.
That's why we bring him up here.
Okay.
No, he,
Oh, no,
And then you kill
he
him.
becomes Hades.
I don't want to become Hades.
He becomes
Oh, here we
the
go.
Lord of
Midnight, the
Dead.
World of Midnight, the World's in Peril edition.
They actually did. I was just reading a comic book. What was it? Apocalypse. War? After Apocalypse dies, apparently the Justice League all become gods, and like
Oh yeah, when Darkseid died.
yeah, Batman becomes the guy in the chair. I forget what the hell he is.
Mobius.
Yep.
I was gonna say chair guy.
Wheels? No, wrong
I
chair.
know you don't like superheroes that much, but I've been rewatching the whole animated Batman and Superman and Justice League stuff. They might actually be good for you just to get some like,
I used to
other
watch
ideas.
those.
They're actually pretty good.
I was reminiscing about the one where Flash and Lex Luthor switch bodies.
That was
I
awesome.
love that
He
one.
takes them.
I have no idea who this is.
That's such a good episode.
'Cause
Wait, aren't
it's-
you gonna wash your hands? No, because I'm evil.
And that was Wally West. That wasn't even Barry Allen in that.
That was
Wally West is such a better Flash.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that cracked me up though. So yes, if you've been
So I'm
experimenting with your powers and everything, feel free to add stuff to your power profile, boost your stats, whatever you want to do. I believe the max on stats is 5. Not that anybody has
No,
enough.
3.
Oh, is it 3?
yeah.
3.
Oh,
2 to
wow.
3. Okay.
I might up my influence again to get the 3.
What did you have to spend for that?
4.
Oh,
I've got 7.
I expanded my other 2 lower ones. Protect and maneuver.
Oh, raise them up a little bit. Yeah.
Because they're low. I'm like,
I figured I'm good at one thing. I might as well be good at it.
you should become more maneuverable. Seeing as now your main thing could backfire on
Well, that's
you.
what we're gonna fix that once everybody gets back to the Bat Cave.
We have other things to do besides
Yeah.
fix your curse.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
We weren't.
And just remember, do not use your power on us because then we become killing machines.
That's why we're gonna fix
We're
the
not.
problem.
So if you accidentally command Cliff to do something again, you'll be releasing one of the most powerful serial killers in the world.
And don't randomly scream when you fall. Help me this time.
Well, you
Because-
can, just don't put the power behind it. Do ask for help.
Yeah.
Don't command it.
May I use your pencil when you're done?
Sure.
I'm sorry. I'm so ill.
I have a spare out in case anybody needs it.
I was like, I need to make sure I have a piece of chicken that's clean, that's teriyaki.
Just one?
Oh no, there's like at least 12 in there.
But the way you said it, you made it sound like this is going to be mine. All the rest of them are going to be
No,
dirty
no.
and poisoned.
One clean piece.
One clean piece of chicken for me.
Clean as in like the chicken
I know.
cut
shit.
apart.
It's a whole chicken.
Alright, so if I spend 4, I can go to a +3. Power profile. I'm not going to blow the power on something that's not going to happen.
We'll see.
You can spend these whenever. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to spend them now, but if you want to, you can. You can bank them. There was something else that I was thinking about for bonds too, for bonds ideas that people were stuck with, and I forget what it was now. Does anybody have actually any like inter-party bonds?
Nope.
I don't think that's going to happen. Well,
I feel
take
pretty
that back,
bonded
it
with
could.
him.
I got one towards Mr. Welder.
Oh, that's right, because you helped him through some tough times with your drinking that night.
Yeah,
That's right.
I've
Although
got one
actually,
also.
once my guy finds out that you died, he's gonna love you.
That's right.
Because now we're the same. We're
Because
No, no, no,
died
I'm
and
not
came
this.
back.
No, I'm. It was a technicality.
that's especially what happens when you die. It's always a technicality.
Oh yes, Matt. They also decided that they were going to go into Africa to liberate another.
Yeah, I heard all about going to Egypt.
Yeah, so they went to Egypt. So we just said
And
that
nuked it.
while they were doing that, you could be getting your armor back if you wanted it. So,
I was having people pick it up for me.
oh, there you go.
You met them halfway.
All right. I have upped my my damage threshold to as high as it goes.
Your smash thing?
No, my ability to take punishment.
Mm.
So most times you can take 3 critical conditions, and then you have to make a last death move. I can take, and make 5, and then I have to make the last move.
I'd say that's warranted considering the beating you took.
Well, I figured between that and the fact I almost lost bonds,
Mhm.
and I've found out that Russia, it's now Russia, it's not USSR.
Right.
So I'm going to say that I'm going to have a minor psychotic break, and I, as Balder, will be seeking friendship amongst all of creation all over again, and reaffirming the bonds that I have with them so that nothing in creation will hurt me, and so I'm going to come back tougher.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really me slipping into my happy place and looking for friends. It's just a side effect.
Right.
So I'm breaking up here, but I'm coming back stronger here.
My drive book is more relevant now than ever.
What's your drive book?
See Justice Done, Hunter. I have to find a target and destroy it.
But that just, I mean,
The king of hell.
All he wanted was to be remembered.
because you shorted out on your deal there.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to show up at a certain time.
And you didn't.
You were snubbing him.
That's right.
You hurt his feelings.
This has turned into a rom-com.
And if Hippolyta has taught you anything, those gods always want to be remembered and revered.
All I wanted was for you to love me.
Hades is standing outside his window with the boombox.
What's her name again? Hippolyta?
Yeah.
Lita.
Or Hippolyta.
Hippolyta.
I'm going to spell it phonetically. That's not going to help you.
Yeah.
I was like, look, I don't know if it's Hippolyta or Hippolyta. It's Hippolyta. Oh, shit.
Oh shit, yeah.
I hate my name.
Who is it, Tim? Used to say if you can't pronounce it, don't expect him to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, except I think everyone else at the table can.
Yeah.
I know Dan tried to help her with that.
Uh-huh. I tried. But hey, it is what it is.
Her character was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
She was up there. Yeah, she was up there strong with you sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I still love my girlish scream underneath the ice. But I think no one heard.
Yeah, that's right. As far as you know, nobody heard it.
She has a little less respect for you, apparently.
So back at base, I've ordered.
We're not at base yet.
He wants this to happen.
I ordered little headsets for all of us, and they have my powered dampening thing just for you.
But now he serves the god of communication.
It's Cisco.
Actually,
There's no way in hell I'd be putting that.
you could maybe get something from Hermes.
I
don't think he'd have to kill you though.
He would just become his errand boy.
I now know why you're at the basement level. You're the god of bad choices.
Duh.
Hermes is known for having one of those ear horns. So yes, are you going to tell
Such
them?
a weird arc. Can I just say?
And that totally just came out of like the most random thing too. I'm like, all right, well, I don't really know how this came up, but I guess we're rolling with it.
Came up
'cause he
because
said-
everybody left him.
No. Because he was rather convincing. He's like, this is exactly what's going to happen. You're good.
I thought you could convince. There are stories of people who have convinced Hades to do things.
As it turns out, just walking up to him and saying, "Give me this," not so effective.
Because that's
You know, now that I think about it, the real thing to do would be to go after his wife, because he. It's true. That's what happened with Orpheus.
Yeah, that is kind of how Orpheus. Because he didn't actually die. He found a way into
He
that.
found a way in, and he found a way to get his wife back. And he did it. Hades flat out told him no, but he charmed Persephone. And Persephone convinced Hades to do it, and he was pissed off about it because he doesn't like letting people out of his realm, so he put a condition on Orpheus that he could lead her out if he did not turn back to look at her to make sure she was following until they were in the land of the living.
And he did look back.
And he made it all the way to the banks of the Styx, and then he looked back. And she was there, and then she faded away.
So can you play a harp?
Right. You gotta.
Yeah, he had to actually. He had.
Or you gotta be really smooth and seduce her.
Hello, ladies.
I've got a picture on my phone.
Do you know what a dick pic is?
Do they do that in the underworld?
Check out these eyebrows.
Didn't Hercules go to the underworld one time in the story?
He died.
Did he die?
Yeah.
I thought there was somebody else that got there without dying. Because that was originally what I thought you were going to try to do, was get there without dying and talk to him.
Oh, so did I. Honestly, this was not supposed to be an immediate play thing.
In my defense, I was thinking we were gonna find some other way in there too, but then you told me to kill you.
Yeah,
so
you kind of jumped the gun.
All of us thought that.
it was kind of out of my hands at that point.
Yeah.
Directly in your hand.
And for the record, that's how I thought it was going to go too, until you said, "Okay, kill me."
Right.
And then.
So if you thought that was the plan, why did you say the word "so kill me"?
No, like. It was a hypothetical.
You don't have hypotheticals when your power's running.
There should be like you said, Dan, there should be a list of phrases that you should.
He has it.
That was number one on his list.
Do not kill me.
That was number one on his list.
You have your own version of George Carlin's words.
Yeah.
All right, so I think actually I am back at base, but if you're talking to me, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
You deaf?
You guys have to actually come back to New York though, and we got to figure out what we're doing about the pods.
I should do that, but I'm not well.
So you're going back to base. Okay.
I'm going back to my happy place and basically getting my mystical movie.
So for you, I hand this.
I'm totally blanked out.
No, I know. I'm just sitting in front of you and be like, eh. It's a, what do you want to call it? One of those Josh hats, the little fluffy.
Oh, with the ear flaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can talk into it, and it's Russian.
Oh, does it look like one of the Bolshevik hats with the?
Yeah.
I would wear that.
Yeah.
I would wear that.
And I'm like, here you go. It's a gift for you. And then I'm like, hi, and you can hear me in there, and you can talk. Even if you're not, I'm still saying it. Even if you're like out of it, I'm just gonna put it on top of it.
just set it on his lap. Is it?
I'm like, I hope that makes you feel better. Unless you got some god helmet.
Maybe later. Maybe I'll go and get it from Hades. You'd be jealous. Hey,
Right
just
now you
go,
can wear.
go for that. I need helm of invisibility. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Oh, let's do it. I kill many people for you.
It will really piss off funny little English.
That guy, yeah. Douche just walks in there and says, "Hey, you got a death. Fucking give me a jetpack."
Give me your slippers.
And in typical role-playing fashion, he then looks at his character sheet and realizes that he could have gotten it at any time with his resources.
But again, wing slippers was my idea.
Yes.
I am sorry.
Just
No, it played out great. Don't be sorry.
That was hilarious. And then as he's standing there in front of Hades, you're like, oh no, wait, he has the helmet of invisibility.
That was bad. That was so bad.
Now here's a question for you. Did you actually forget? Like you
I did.
or
Like
your-
me,
I
I got tripped
told
up
you
that
he
night.
forgot.
I was thinking your character was just.
I know. I totally decided that would be in character also.
Yes.
Yes, it's perfect for in character.
He's got
Grab
a lot
some
going on.
pretzels and bring them over here.
Kill him! Kill him! You have to now. You're a killer. He commanded you to do something.
I said Rob, not
Racist.
Racist.
You also don't have that power in real life.
Which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I actually went through an entire meeting that I was in charge of without saying more than 5 words.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
And I was like, and then had them talk about all the crap they need to. I was like,
You have the exact opposite. I have a problem shutting up during the meetings that I run because I just want to keep things going.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you need. All right, here's what we're going to do about that. Oh yeah, you had an opinion. Sorry.
All right, so back at base.
Back at base. So, are you going to explain to them about your Hades situation?
after
I assume he already explained it to me.
Oh yeah.
Right. I didn't hear it, but
and he has a hat. He didn't put it on well. It's just on there.
Like crooked.
Good talk, buddy.
Well, while they're all back at base, I'm gonna send a communication to them to come back to New York and
You
figure
should
out.
just talk to Fisk yourself because I think that would go really well. You have a thing for being able to communicate with people like that.
Ask him if he knows there's a black president.
Can you believe this? When did that happen?
And like I was
I
mentioning,
have something very important to go over with you. Did you know the president's black?
By the way, Matt, I went back when you wrote about it and listened to that whole thing. Yeah, you know what? It was goddammit, there's a black man in the White House, and then you have to listen for. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It was so
It's
great.
beautiful. It's so cinematic. Like I could write a screenplay about that.
There's the hand slap. He's like, and then you're
Oh
like,
my
overboard,
God!
like,
There's
I
a black
didn't
man
know
in
that.
the White House. I did not know that.
Yeah, you're right. You have to really listen for it. Okay.
So I go up to you, have a lighter. I'm like, look, doesn't burn. I hand it to you. I'm like, have a good day.
You didn't even explain what this thing is.
Yeah. What are you handing him?
But it doesn't burn.
Okay.
Look at
That's
look at
nice.
this thing.
It's still in its packaging, you know.
It doesn't burn. See?
It's so we can all talk because we don't communicate well enough.
what is it? Explain what it is.
He's smart.
No,
You're like, I hand you this thing that doesn't burn.
A brick?
Put it on your head.
Oh.
It's an earpiece or a headdress or whatever.
It's got like,
Big Indian headdress.
Everybody has a 60s haircut now.
hey, you get a headdress. I'll get a hard hat.
Shouldn't you be the one with the headdress?
That's
You're
what
the
I was
pharaoh.
going for.
Well, you gave him the headdress. I don't want to step on his toes.
Wait, this is one of these things where we're supposed to each pretend what it's like to be someone else so we better understand each other, right?
God.
Right. It's a team building exercise.
All right, so I'll be him. I hate brown people.
that one's more like a peaked
Yeah.
with the
Right.
eyes.
I'm not familiar
Yeah.
with that, but okay.
I actually laughed out loud when I saw your email. Who's manic? You're racist.
And what's with the dong on racist?
I modeled that off of just human anatomy at any point. That's why he's got.
Oh wait, I did not see a drawing. We gotta stop for just.
What we're drawing up.
It's actually a really good drawing.
Yeah, it is.
Except for the dong.
He's anatomically correct. He's made up of nanites. He can take whatever shape he wants.
See anything you like, white ladies?
Only.
Alright, only.
That's not what I want to do.
I almost
Hey,
caught it in the ear
don't be
pocket.
jealous because I got bigger dong than you.
Are you jealous because I got a bigger dong than you?
Ow.
And that's where he sees the dick.
That's definitely there.
I think you were going for like a belt kind of thing, but it looks just like a dick. Just flopping around.
Yes.
His other name is Steele Johnson.
It's his secret identity.
Ballless. And so, I have this box of stuff. Yeah, just watch. And I hand you. I don't know if you have a headdress, but this one's pretty Egyptian Pretty cool looking headdress.
So instead of making him a little Bluetooth earpiece, you go full out Egyptian pharaoh headdress instead of something discreet.
I want people to like me.
I would never wear something like that.
All right, then just rip that part out and here you go.
And since I'm mostly skeleton, I just kind of like jam it into my skull.
Abe's gonna.
Now talk and listen.
You're both killers, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with you.
So here's what you can test out. Never kill anybody.
Someone's like, oh! It'd be like RoboCop 2. So we're all wearing our little headsets, and there's one left in the box.
What? Like, I'm from modern times. You could have just said, here's a Bluetooth communicator.
It's flameproof.
Here you go.
It was a present. He doesn't want his, so it can stay in the box in the kitchen.
Right, I'll wear it all the time.
Well, he's still in New York trying to figure out where all of you are.
Guys?
And actually, you could just tell him the frequency it operates on, and he could probably just tap into it.
Yeah, but this one's got a little swastika on it.
You're right, it is the perfect gift.
Swastika on one side, the rebel flag on the other.
Yeah.
He just wants people to like him.
Equal opportunity.
Oh my god.
You clearly put a lot of thought into personalizing each of these.
I can just see his organization. You want what? With a what?
Yeah.
Strange bedfellows, guys. Just trust me.
The guy hangs up on the phone the other end. He's like,
Wait.
I knew we were an evil organization, but damn, I might have to quit.
Dude, he's crossed the line. I'm putting him at 2 weeks.
Wow.
It was never about that, man. It was always about the money. This organization has changed, man. Who was it?
I read a comic, like, online. I don't know if it was real or not. But it was like the Joker being like, well, we don't mess around with the Nazi. Like, it was, yeah. Because it was the Joker even being like, meeting up with somebody. And Batman was attacking a Nazi. And he's like, aren't you going to help me out? And he's like, I don't mess with Nazis.
I think that was in a Cracked article. Because like they also mentioned, I remember reading an article where they said like Nazis were always the bad guys because they referenced the Rocketeer, or like the mobsters were the bad guys for the whole movie until they find out that the one guy's a Nazi spy. Is like, that's too far, too much.
I've never actually seen The Rocketeer, but I heard it's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'll have to check it out. It's
Especially
right in my wheelhouse.
Planes and rockets.
Hey.
Or Nazis.
And Jennifer Connelly.
Yep.
Anyone who I've ever seen, who I know who's ever seen it, that's all they talk about.
Is that Labyrinth Girl?
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, although she's not that young anymore.
Whatever.
Important part is Nazis.
Nazis.
Right.
So where's Mantic?
Who?
Manic.
I'm trying.
Who?
Manic.
Oh, you're gonna correct me on that? Where's racist?
Yeah. Okay, fine. Have it your way. Where's racist?
He's in New York.
I don't get that one wrong.
I was trying.
Whatever.
I have no idea. Okay.
What has been happening since I've been out? The last thing I remember was the battle in
Lots
that
of
disgusting
weird
part
stuff.
of
So, Mr. Zod,
who was that?
he seems like he's a very important bad guy. Or good guy. Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Oh God, you need to explain because this is like him trying to explain himself
Okay, yeah.
all over
Well,
again.
he was a bad guy, but he's also against all of you who are bad guys. This is
But we're the good guys now.
but now you're the good guy,
We're the
so it's
Suicide
okay.
Squad.
Right.
Oh! Alright, you talk.
I'm calling
Yeah, I thought he
Yeah.
was zonked out. Like what
I'm
happened?
catatonic. That's what I am.
What happened to a strange
That
fucking
fight
friend?
that we were just talking about a couple seconds ago, we got into a fight with Mr. Zod.
Okay.
And he
It's
got
like
his
Mr.
butt
Bill,
kicked.
but lethal.
Oh no!
Oh no, Mr. Zod!
He's a silvery dude. And yeah, so I think we have racist going with taking a pod to New York to meet up with a doctor or to capture a doctor. I can't remember.
There's no doctor.
Yeah, I was like, doctor.
Yeah,
Well, what about
what-
Mr. Fitz or whatever his name is?
Mr. Fisk.
Fisk is a crime lord
Oh,
Yeah, not a doctor.
and a mastermind.
I don't think that we should. I'm gonna call into the headquarters and just tell you guys that we should not give this entire thing to him.
here you go.
Well, that's funny because you flew it right to him.
Yeah. Hey, we shouldn't do
I think
this.
they even specified his warehouse, if
And
I'm
how-
not mistaken.
How tall is this tower?
I didn't lift it.
It's. I got the impression it was
It's like a skyscraper.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's like a skyscraper.
So-
yeah.
And
a
it's got
huge-
all
You
a bunch
push
of
the
pods.
skyscraper and it's just kind of sitting there, just like.
I didn't move it. No, I'm
I don't
not
think
strong
we should
enough.
give
I just sat on it while it was being flown to New York.
Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah.
like you haven't delivered. This hasn't been delivered yet. It's just kind of sitting out in the open. There's just like a
There's a new skyscraper.
Okay, just
And-
hanging out.
Yep.
All alien.
Alien looking.
Oh, great. And the only people who can move it aren't here and non-functional.
That wasn't part of my plan. We were getting our butts.
I don't think we should give him access to this because I'm sure they could use these cybernetic human beings for something very terrible.
But
Well, it's funny you should say that because he's walking over to you.
Why would you?
What is this, and why is it here?
yeah, because this is a secret organization still.
Why is this on my lawn?
Oh man, tell me he's coming out in his boxers.
Do
Do I need to call the cops?
Get off my lawn.
He's waving newspaper.
Yeah. I told you kids stay off my lawn.
Bitch.
And you're there by yourself.
I know.
Yeah, I think Lita is now.
She went back to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs to take a break.
It's nothing.
What is this?
That
nothing?
does not look like nothing.
I'm still like plugged into it, so
We're gonna end up having to kill him.
Are those pods?
no.
Lie better.
I don't hear none of this because
He doesn't have one. He doesn't
I don't have one yet.
He's the only one who doesn't want
I'm
one.
I thought you were calling back in.
I did try to call back in, but
But he's calling like the computer at the base.
Oh, yeah.
The trouble alert's going off.
Right, the trouble alert. Yeah.
Man, I hate this thing. Click.
We suck.
I'm just picturing the trouble alert going off in the background, and Justin's character is sitting there with the hat.
There you go, buddy.
There you go. There you go. And the alarm's going off behind him.
And you're like, good shut down.
We should all. We really should. We should have our meetings in the conference room that has the horseshoe shaped
Oh yeah,
podium in
with
front
the podium.
of it,
Yeah,
and the view screen behind it.
yeah.
Because we've already established this thing looks exactly like the Hall of Doom.
Now I'm
Or Legion of
thinking.
Doom.
Now I'm thinking of Sex Luthor.
What?
it's a robot chicken.
Oh.
That was funny.
It's my new ringtone.
That's my new ringtone.
So the trouble alert's going off.
I'll
You're
make
in New York
pancakes
with
for
a
everybody.
skyscraper that you can't move.
I haven't the faintest idea what is going on. You told me you're in a fight. Lights are flashing.
You see him. He kind of turns away from you and he goes like this. Yeah, send the team of scientists up here. We need to start dissecting this thing immediately.
He's talking about you.
We
Good luck
did
with that.
clear that this guy was like a grade A good guy.
good guy?
We did?
No,
When
he's-
did we do
no.
that?
No.
He's a manipulative
Sorry,
asshole.
I'm mixing a whole bunch of people together.
Here's the easy way. It's not perfect, but just imagine him being Lex Luthor.
Okay.
It's
It's
not
bad.
perfect, but it's close enough.
And to give him an entire.
I essentially took the
side-
Marvel equivalent of Lex Luthor and mixed it with Lex Luthor. So they're the same type of corrupt businessman.
Wait, so
that-
there is 2 people named Lex Luthor?
No,
his
no.
name is Wilson
Wilson
Fisk,
Fisk.
also known as the Kingpin. The difference is where Lex Luthor is much more. He has a respectable front, and he does things through lawyers. Wilson Fisk hires goons, and actually Daredevil got it perfect. At one point, when someone did something he didn't like, he kicked the guy in the gut to double him over, stuffed his face into the back seat of a car, and then slammed the car door on his head until he broke it open.
Yeah, until he poked the guy's head.
He's big. He will take you apart with his bare hands. And he has a semi-respectable front, but he tries to maintain only enough plausible deniability that he doesn't go to jail. He doesn't care about his reputation.
Yeah.
He's much more vicious and sinister.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Hello.
This is like a fucking nightmare. Where are you guys at? Are you at the
You
base?
just, I hate it when people do that. They call you and ask you where you are. You called the base,
A
asshole.
landline phone!
Where are you? The place you just
Hi, is your
called.
cell phone turned on? Yes, you're calling me on it.
No, this is an old base with a landline phone.
It's got a big silver cord.
Right.
I need you guys back in New York as soon as possible.
Why?
Can you
We-
tell
we-
me
we
what's
have-
going on? Why
Because
is he?
the
We fought
tower
Galactics, Harold.
of pods
Okay.
are still in
We
New York. I
stole
do
a
not
tower
think it's a
where
good
he's
idea to leave
experimenting
them.
on humans.
Okay, well,
We
I
flew
think the
to
only
New York
person
for
who
some reason.
currently can fix that is slightly catatonic.
That's the
Catatonic.
thing.
And we nuked most of the world.
Oh yeah, we did nuke most of the world. We mentioned that on the ride up here. I was like, there were conventional missiles. We probably could have just fired.
We were being thorough.
You guys always default to the nuclear option, though. That's your thing.
Well, there's
Well, when
no more
I
left.
did it, it was for nuclear disarmament. I had a purpose.
We didn't. So the thing is, we didn't launch the whole payload because the
Oh,
Earth's
I
still
did.
here. No, because then we would have destroyed the world.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
no, like there was no life on.
Yeah.
Again, I'm okay with that.
He's
You also-
Ultron. He's fine with that.
You also would have destroyed yourself.
Yeah, the EMP
Yeah.
shockwaves would have just destroyed all of them.
I'd be okay,
All right.
but
Well-
I have no one to worship me.
Are you gonna hang out?
We
no,
see him with the little plant. He's like,
sit,
come
talk
on,
to
little
you for a
buddy.
minute.
No, I want you guys here.
You can absorb all that
It's not
energy
offensive
and
about
look magnificent
something.
for
Ooh,
thousands
alright.
of years by
But no
yourself.
one would be able to see
Well,
me.
we'll head him. So let's all move to the helicopter and let's help you. Can you at least walk?
I'm out of it for right now.
We should get him in the helicopter.
You can carry me. I'm not that heavy.
Okay.
You got to leave the hammer though, because nobody. I'm not thinking anybody can lift that.
Why are we
Yeah.
taking him?
Is the
Because
hammer still
I'm
in the
thinking
Arctic, or did you?
we can
were
try
you-
to
Did you
get
actually
him
able to get back to the base on your own
resuscitated on our
power?
I think
over
I got
there.
back, and that's where everything sort of.
Good
fell
luck.
apart.
with that.
Okay, gotcha.
Did the whole like drunken stumble thing, and then got back to there, and then it was out.
All right.
Now I'm picturing you go through and you drop the hammer, but it's so heavy it goes through the floor and it's just filling with water.
I'm like, hey, we also have a problem here.
So which crazy thing happening about are you screaming?
How you doing?
I have an emergency. Yeah, me too.
So you just left to go to New York?
Pretty much, he said, get to New York as fast as you can.
No, I said let's get him on the helicopter so we can resuscitate him on our way over there.
Clear.
Rehabilitate.
And if we don't,
We're gonna need him by the time we get there.
We don't know
okay,
what's
and
going
if we
on
don't
there.
get him back,
We'll just make a circle pattern until we do, and then we'll land.
because emergencies tend to just go into a holding pattern as well. No,
We have-
leave him here. Let's go.
Give me a defy danger roll based on influence.
I'm gonna lug you onto the helicopter.
Okay.
Oh, sweet lord.
9.
You are picking up a wireless signal from space that you were told wasn't being used anymore. And it's going right to that tower.
Disconnected that though.
You did. It's connected again.
Systems online.
Yeah, I watched
Great
Terminator enough
premonition that
times
we
to
should
know
just
that
not go
that's
to
how
New
it
York.
Okay, this is going to make it worse. It was.
I'm
bad.
not on the phone anymore.
Then why did you do this? Then why did you do this?
Because I'm running back and forth. It's still going, and I pick it up. I'm not here anymore. I didn't hang it up. It's just sitting there.
Can I try? I guess that would be protect to try and prevent him from hacking into it.
Sure, give a roll.
So while he's doing that, our driver's going up there. Is there anything I can do to try to like? I'm like, here, drink something, and
You can try whatever you like.
Uh-oh.
9? Okay.
Tell you what, you can roll bond with me, and that'll be like an aid to a recovery roll, and I'll roll my bond with you.
Oh.
I can transfer energy to heal. Would that make you happy? If I can wake him up.
I just think we need a puncher when we get there.
Oh, I thought you meant like to wake me up. Wake up, asshole!
Wake up! Wake up!
So what I'm doing.
Why won't
is-
you wait?
So then what I'm going to try and do is transfer some of my energy to Gargets
Okay.
to help him heal.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm bringing some of that whatever
And I don't-
strong liquid he made me drink the one time.
Vodka.
Exactly.
He's just funneling vodka down his throat. This worked last time! I didn't know it did. 10.
Oh yeah. Then yes, however that ability works, you can use it, no problem.
Actually, I never really.
Do I have to roll something?
I never really
Roll
made
your
it.
bond with me.
No, what does that act like? I just added it, but what do I do? I roll.
Yeah, you roll 2d6 and you add 1 for your bond.
I'm gonna go find my own dice.
I thought you're not superstitious.
8.
Okay.
8, so that gives me a +1.
Yeah, but he's getting. I'm back. Just tell me whatever happens.
So
You can start to lock down some of the pods, Rob,
Okay.
but a lot of them are still going to open.
Oh, all right. Can I try and activate the ones that are locked and have myself influence them?
Give a roll.
So
Try and
what I'm-
seize control.
Yeah. Is that just influence?
So we'll say, like, my
Yes.
feeling is, like, remove the condition.
Cool. Then between that and
9
the-
again.
It's cool with you, Dan. I'm gonna treat that like blending in.
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
So my bond goes up with you by 1, but
Okay, so you can take
Ow.
control over what was
Good.
contested, prevent yourself from ending up at a disadvantage or in harm's way, or put them at a disadvantage.
Can I put them at a disadvantage and not give them full access to whatever weaponry was attached to them?
Sure.
Like he's activating them, but they can't like fire. They still have, I guess, their physical abilities.
Right.
They can just punch that shit out.
I didn't warm up.
What, I don't know. Want to know what he was just saying.
I don't know.
I like it cold.
He got his own dice.
Hmm?
He went and got his own dice.
You had them in your car.
Yeah, well, the problem is they rolled under everything. I was like, it sounded like the bag opened up, and I was like, I'm not dealing with that.
I can respect that.
And everybody was already here, so I didn't want to, like, waste time.
but then those dice were just coming up crap, right?
Yeah.
Now watch, he starts rolling worse on his own.
I got plenty. Average.
Not good enough.
Actually, a little
A little under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Average is 7.
Doesn't matter.
And you also see when the pods start opening up, you see Fisk on the ground going, abort the science team, and he starts heading. He
He
takes a
starts
break
running
for it.
away.
Yeah.
All right. Are they breaking out of their pods?
The pods are opening, and the people inside are sitting up and climbing out.
Light the thing on fire. Fire is always the option.
He's the fire guy.
Don't you always have a burning torch or cross or something?
I'm gonna assimilate that stupid earpiece, and just behind it, like where my ear would be, I'm gonna have a little swastika tattoo now.
You're not helping your situation.
I've given up at this point.
I have accepted my fate.
Exactly.
You brought it on yourself.
All right.
As you
He's using it.
I'm gonna jump off
Detonate it
the
now.
tower and just, I guess, fire at a couple just, to standard energy blast and see if I can hit a couple on the way down.
Sure.
You should have pushed and tried to teleport the tower out of there.
Yeah, why not? Pushes never hurt anyone.
Yeah.
You guys are flying to New York.
Especially him.
Are we flying to New York now? We all have to do that.
If you're in the helicopter, he just went off.
I can't. Yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah, we were doing all that.
You guys won't get
Triage
there, and then
in the
he'll be
helicopter.
there.
Okay.
So,
How did that turn out?
Pretty good.
What were you trying to do again?
Just jump off and blast a couple.
All right.
A couple of children that are playing in the park next door.
You jump off and begin opening fire. They're essentially moving around like a swarm of spiders, more or less.
Missing.
And several of them dive onto you and tackle you to the ground.
Fine.
Just all right. How long is it gonna take them to get to me?
How fast is our helicopter?
Yeah,
As we already established from the last game, helicopters are known for their speed.
yep.
that's right. So, well, you don't need the helicopter, do you?
Nope, I'm not in the helicopter.
So, and what about your jetpack?
It's on my back.
Inside the helicopter.
Inside the helicopter, which is true.
Yeah.
However, I was trying to help a friend.
And I forget, can you fly or no? Okay, so you're in the helicopter too.
I'm in the helicopter.
So you'll be the first to arrive then. I'm assuming that you're significantly faster than the helicopter.
Yeah.
Hey, our helicopter is speed of plot.
That's right.
So it will show up sometime.
Essentially.
We're that part of the story that we arrive and there's nothing left. We're like, oh my god, what have they done?
You maniacs! You blew it up!
You damn dirty apes.
Damn you!
And actually, while you're at it, Rob, give me a investigate roll too.
Stop rolling in that thing.
It
Wow.
worked so well last time,
like
and
some
it
dice?
worked so. It worked okay just now, but
I do like it.
4.
Okay, you get the sense that there's another signal out there, but all you're getting is static.
RKO production.
So you arrive to see him piled on by things from the pod,
Roll the
and
last.
they're leaping off of the pod and heading into the streets.
I don't really have to roll the.
I have to
Roll
tell
the-
you about our problem with Hades on the way over.
Wait, whoa. Our problem? Really?
He's a team player.
Oh, now we're a team.
I've always said that we were a team.
Holy
This
crap,
one.
that's a big ass turkey vulture.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
I was not the non-team player.
except for when my life was on the line and I made the team fight for
Yeah,
the
you
team
made
to
it.
rescue
You
me.
forced everybody to.
One of my main driving forces is self-survival. Sorry.
Which
Which
makes
is
you
that-
not a team player. Self over team.
I want everyone to survive.
Oh, now.
But especially me. In fact, me first. If everyone else goes, that's okay.
If I have to write a list, the easiest name to write is my own.
No, it's not, actually.
Actually, I do have pretty complicated. Weirdly enough, racist is the easiest.
Rolls right off the tongue.
We'll be there soon. TM.
Why are you trademarking soon?
It's a joke with some developer stuff.
Oh, I get you.
So you have
How many are actually on me?
about 7 of them on you.
Alright.
Why don't you just turn into like a mist and then?
Because technically they're still nanites, though. I'm wondering
What?
if they're still. I'd still physically be there.
Yeah, but you
But
can
you're
Grey
nanos.
Goo your way out
Yeah.
of the hog
I
pile.
guess I could.
Why don't you just teleport, fucker?
I have to electrical interaction. That's the only way.
You're
I
in the
teleport.
middle of New York!
All right, so
He knows how to play his character.
I'm
This is
gonna-
gonna be good.
I'm gonna phase through them and see if I can just fly up.
Okay,
So-
go for it.
Is that maneuver?
Maneuver.
That's still not a 7.
6.
Sorry.
You disassemble yourself and begin maneuvering your way through, and come back together a little too close to them to begin to fly up, and they reach up and grab onto you and start pulling you back down.
One of us.
It'd be great if you flied it and like sucked one in while you were.
Also, while he's
Yeah,
rolling,
why don't you just
we see Lady
assimilate him?
Liberty as
I
we're
was
flying
going to-
by.
That's
Too many around.
Wave.
What?
We're getting right up next to the Statue of Liberty. Just putting it where our super fast helicopter is right now.
Right.
Wow.
It's made by Lear.
The other ones hopping off of the tower, though, are not engaging you. They're actually dispersing throughout the city.
So our helicopter has fixed wings and a jet engine.
It's also a transformer.
I was gonna say it's like the vehicles from Mask.
Yeah. All right, I will fire a fireball at the goo.
Isn't he the goo?
That would be.
Pretty good.
That's a 10.
All right.
I don't have one of those.
Oh,
things.
here's one of
What was
those.
it? Pick 3.
Aren't you
Yeah.
the goo?
Yes. I'm not actually go yet.
I
throwing a
will. Well,
fireball
then
to
I
it?
will.
Oh, goo!
Sorry, I'm missing at some point why we're attacking you.
He's
I just-
attacking the things
I
that
just
Yeah.
kind
are
of took
grabbing
it for
on.
granted that Mike's attacking Rob.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do a moderate and take no harm. Or yeah, moderate and take no harm.
Okay, what's the effect that you're going from there?
I'm just trying to blast a few off of them, so not like create like a real flame effect, just a concussive blast basically to free him. But it's gonna be centered on you.
Okay, so force a change of location.
Yeah,
then?
yeah, well, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I still have 3 achievement points. 4 achievement points I will use later. Not sure what I'm going to use it for yet.
The two of you who are in the
The 3 of us.
the 3 of you rather, who are in the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
There's a transmission trying to come through on the helicopter's monitors, and you see it's Overlord, and it's breaking in and out, and the words that you can make out are incoming trap, do not, I repeat.
I'm glad the 2 words he did say that we could understand were trap and incoming. What do we want to do? Because normally we go towards the traps.
I'm gonna do my comatose until you tell me otherwise.
Okay.
So I'm still talking to... You said it worked!
Yeah, but he's comatose still. He's just take his word for it.
Just take his
He's
word.
playing his character.
No, I know. So it's up to the vote of 2. Do we go in or out? There's 2 people in there and they'll die if we don't help.
It would be dishonorable to leave our allies.
That is true. Let's go.
So in
Who's-
your
Are you
head,
flying it?
you're essentially just kind of wandering
No.
around.
There's a butler.
I'm
More or less.
Well, or a pilot.
representation of all the
I don't know what I'm doing!
having a fabulous fest hall feast, and everyone's Yeah, it's a big love fest.
Nice.
You see a large Greek warrior with a pelt over his shoulders, big thick, wrist guards and everything, and he storms over and says, "What is all this sitting about? Where is the battle? Where is the glory?"
My shirt's not
Yeah,
on.
please.
Stink.
What are we doing here?
Get me? God damn it.
What are you doing in Valhalla? You do not belong.
I am where you are.
Yet I
Use that.
I am Valdir.
Baldir? What happened to Gvardiets? What the hell is going on here?
Wake up!
Do you command him to wake up?
Sleep!
And then you see Thor at the end of the table. He says, "What's the problem here? This is Baldir."
Ah, see, Thor says I am Baldir, and I am Thor also. Wait, what?
You cannot be Thor. I am Thor.
No.
No.
Oh, psst. Hey, you.
Thor did not wear pelts.
One moment, please, while I lock up the tiny prisoner.
That's no way to talk about Courtney.
So is this all like your personalities, like conversating?
These are the divine infusions.
Like all the different myths that you are.
Right. The whole thing was bound up inside of one personality that was slavishly devoted to the preservation of the USSR. Since that's now gone, the thing that holds them all together, is not there. So they are starting to.
You see another man there, Gilgamesh, and he says, "So this is it. We are dead then."
Oh, this is terrible. Yes, the whole thing was to find Utnapishtim and find immortality. Wait, no. Yes, we are dead. It must have been the mistletoe.
Of course. And then Hercules says, "Bah, I'm so tired of this. If this is death, death is phenomenally boring. When do we fight?"
You died too.
Then why am I here?
You should not be here. Nor should she. Nor should he. And yet I am everybody. Why do I taste vodka? Alright.
There's a like scary Egyptian guy in front of you.
He's leaning in.
There's a very fat English man next to him. Hey, buddy.
Vodka.
Yeah, I got some of whatever was in your case with the bear face and opened it up.
I was in a much happier place.
Oh, I'm sorry. We need you.
It's okay. I was seeking comrades, and I have comrades here. Zod is still.
We will get back to this. We have a
We haven't done time,
the
yes.
robot is
What robot?
screwed. Our robot.
Oh, that's important. I thought you meant Big Skull.
No.
What is happening? Zod?
Battle is happening right now.
Where?
How far?
Where is
From the Statue of Liberty.
You're coming up on
Charioteer, how far out are we?
Are you the robot?
No, I'm
he's
talking to the pilot.
Yes.
I don't know.
Where is battle? I go there myself.
Okay, and I put the door. I'm like, there you go.
Where is Mjolnir?
Jeez, we can't do that. Let's fight this one without it. Let's spice it up a little bit. We tried picking it up, not going to happen. But
Try picking it up, not gonna happen.
see all the explosion-y, I presume there's at least some type of smoke happening
If I'm
because of
right.
the fire.
Yeah.
And right there.
And the three of you who are in the helicopter, give me a defy danger roll. You're all trying to explain to him what's going on, and something hits the helicopter and just tears it in half.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
What? Do you get to add anything to
I
that?
guess you and your rocket pack.
Well, depends on what you're doing.
Used to.
Okay, I'm not going to tell everybody to save me.
Alright, so if it tears
Oh!
I
Don't
don't see,
roll
like,
in
the
there!
damage you have.
Don't roll, I
Put it back
told
together, and
you!
then we'll just put it on the ground.
Okay.
So those who can't fly don't fall to their deaths.
I
I
don't
got
even,
5.
don't even know what's happening. I'm solely focused on my buddy.
5.
Yeah.
I got a 2.
Yeah, I totally failed.
Okay.
That's such
So-
a good game last time.
And this is the universe
Something hits the
balancing
helicopter.
itself.
It explodes in half. You go tumbling out and are falling into the ocean. What were you doing?
I got a 2.
You got it too? Alright, so are you. You go to reach for the two halves of the helicopter, and as what's going through the helicopter and hitting it, it's actually a person, and it grabs a hold of you and drags you out too. And what you see is this large, white, kind of misshapen figure. It has the three-eyed plate over its face like the clones did with the various stuff. It's got all sorts of tubes and everything coming out of it.
No.
Large, white, big kind of jaw hanging off at an angle, and it's wearing the Stars and Stripes uniform that you knew Super Soldier to be wearing. But it doesn't quite fit right, and the stripes are all crooked, and the star is off center, and it's kind of pulled up in weird spots, and he's got one glove.
It's a Bizarro super soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
And as it's dragging you past, you hear, "No am worry, me here save day."
Is this a good guy or a bad guy? I have no idea.
Bizarro is the opposite. of
Just,
super-
okay, just think of anybody we're fighting as the bad guys.
Yeah.
That could sometimes lead to some bad situations.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, if you save day, I fly. Others not. Go for them.
Yes, we flying now, as you're plummeting towards the ground.
I have no time for your idiocy. I'm gonna tear his hoses out. That's much better.
Oh yeah.
Be a 13. I'll do a. I don't know what I would call it, but I want to rip his hoses out and take no damage.
Okay, you start.
Call it partially disassembled.
Yes. So you start pulling hoses out and feel good, me like. And he pushes you away.
I always hated
So
when
I
he talked.
kick on my jetpack and try to catch him.
Okay, give me a maneuver roll.
Oh, nice.
Maneuver, that's +1, so 13.
Oh yeah, you easily catch him. So you just sweep in, regain control of everything, and you're cruising along with him.
And we head over to... You're fine.
And as he pushes himself away from you, he keeps flying towards the city, and he's flying it like when you've seen people fly before. It's always like the dramatic pose or whatever.
Who's this?
Yeah, he's kind of like this with the uneven shoulders, and his feet are kind of pointed together, and he's just barreling through buildings.
He's
Oh,
not
that's just-
super soldier, he's special soldier.
He's handyman.
He's the simple Jack of.
Wait, so who's Bizarro?
Bizarro was, there's two versions of him. I like the one that it's a clone of Superman, but a mutated clone.
It didn't go
So
well.
I think, yeah. So
Right.
But-
Handicap.
Or the other one
I
is
know.
he comes from an alternate dimension, and so everything he said, he's opposite day.
Yeah.
So everything
Right.
he says, he means. So when he say feel good, it means he feels bad. So
He says he's here to help. He's not. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
you
here
are
to
like
cause
my
trouble.
worst enemy.
Yeah. Because he'll be saying everything backwards and just be like, "This guy's awesome."
plus you might tell him something and he'll do the opposite.
That's why I don't even. I take us over to him. He needs more help. He's a god.
I would like to grab Simple Jack by the foot there and just send him spiraling back into that tower.
Okay, go for it.
6, 8. So, hell, maybe I don't release him yet. I just grab him and spin and say he's dizzy.
Okay. As you grab him and spin, the 3 eyes, for lack of a better term, light up and fire, and so it cuts through several of the buildings, which all begin to fall.
Okay. Are there people in these buildings?
Yes.
God damn it. Okay.
Call the police.
I sure will.
We need to fix that.
So I'm probably cursing to myself. I don't actually know that I'm wearing this head thing. Like, I know I'm wearing the hat, but I don't know that there's an integrated thing. So
Oh.
So that's just another voice to you. You're trying to figure out which mythological hero it is.
Right. Yeah, so right now, anyone who's wearing an earpiece is just hearing a slew of Russian curse words.
He speaks a strange tongue.
Trying to get down.
Is there a little sad bat fleck running towards all the destruction?
I should have used Google.
Okay, actually, I don't know if I can do this. No, I can't do this. I'm gonna throw him away. I gotta start trying to right some of these buildings as much as I can.
Okay.
Need torch, need fire, need to weld these things back in place. 7, 8 for protect.
Okay.
It's not really bad. Unless, yeah, see, none of these except to create a bond with the city. Because none of the others really work.
I guess the closest might be seize control.
Is that in contest though?
Or,
With
this is
gravity.
not a contest, you could just use the change location aspect of takedown.
I'm letting him go entirely.
I mean, referring to the buildings. You're
Oh.
trying to keep the buildings from falling in, right?
Right.
So if they're falling in this way, you can force the change of location.
Okay. If they are not
Because I mean, they're buildings. It's not like they're going to fight back or anything.
right, so I'm just wondering, are they at least close enough? Like, if I can't just put them back because they got severed. Could I at least buy time by trying to at least get them all up here to tugs like this, so we can start evacuating them before they collapse?
Yeah. So they all kind of hit together and then gradually shift down.
And
yeah.
then I'll just try to get everybody out in the meantime.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work just fine.
Okay. That's what I'm going to be doing for right now.
So yeah, and as the buildings, collide, it's starting to rain debris down onto the streets and everything. You see a couple people tumble out of the windows.
I will definitely be going after them.
Okay.
And maybe I'm going to try one thing. Oh, wait, I got a special move. I'm going to use my heritage, which in this case is I'm a big scary Soviet, to influence people and tell them, clear the area! But the whole thing's coming down,
Right.
people, oh my god, fuck out of here!
And what are you guys?
I originally was gonna do what he just said he was gonna do, but that would kill people.
So I get to hold
My
one.
power sucks now.
You don't have to use your power to say get out of the area.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that people don't need encouragement.
Perfect. I get hold one, and I can use hold one to unite a group in a common cause.
Ah.
So for those people who are on the street looking, I'm instead going to have them running into the buildings, not the collapsing part obviously, but the part that's still upright, and clear those bottom floors. Get people out.
Okay. Yeah, they start dispersing, and what you guys see as he carries you with his fancy new jetpack is
Where did you get that?
I have a story to tell you.
is him getting tackled by this creature, and the building's falling down. You also see the pods are open, and the things are climbing down the tower and dispersing into the city, and you see him fighting a group of them as well. And the huge white creature that tore apart the helicopter is now saying, "Me help!" as he begins tearing buildings apart.
Alright, I'm gonna let you down.
Drop me, yes.
Just drop you?
Yes.
Okay. I let go. I take out my gun and I just start shooting off the little robot people.
Okay.
Do you know who Super Soldier was in this world?
No.
He was the amalgamation of Captain America and Superman. So Superman's pod crashed. The baby was dead. So they made the Super Soldier serum out of Kryptonian DNA.
Ah.
So a little pistol.
No, he's
Not
shooting.
good.
I thought you were shooting the other thing.
He's
The little
shooting
the
The nanite thing or
man-
whatever.
Oh,
cyborgs, yeah.
I didn't realize these were there too. Okay.
Yeah, the
This situation is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
bad.
I'll give you this one, but in case you didn't put it together at the tower, the things in the pods are part Kryptonian, part cyborg as well.
Yeah, that part I got.
Right.
I
I
didn't,
didn't
So-
realize there was any.
I didn't
Oh,
get
yeah,
that part.
yeah.
Yeah, we did find out.
I
last
never
time
would
that
have
he
did
was-
this there if
I
I'd
don't
known
remember-
that.
You told me, I think, when I interfaced
When you
with it the
interface,
first
you
time.
learned that it was
it's
replicating the serum.
Super soldier.
Yeah.
And that's why
Oh,
the
wait,
people
yeah,
were being
yeah, yeah.
brought
Oh,
there
yeah.
to be
I do
processed. They
remember
were
that
being
now,
converted.
yeah. I did know that.
Would basic military weapons do anything to them?
No.
Well, then I'm once again out of what I can do.
Well, crap.
I cheer you guys on.
Well, your power does affect robots as well. You could try and push it to affect the cyborgs and get them to turn on each other.
But then they'll be killers.
They already are.
I guess that's true. I'll see how things play out.
You could always try and help him get people out too. So
Also true.
Or you could just tell them to shut down and then they can't go kill anybody.
Till they wake up.
Huh?
we can destroy them once they're down.
Everybody sit in a row.
I've only got 2 bullets left. Line up.
Or command them to kill cyborgs.
That's what I'm gonna do. I go down to this mess that he made.
Wow.
I'm joking. Get over it. You're fine.
Smoke the fuck out of him when I can do it.
And I tell them all, the big white marshmallow puff guy, he's the enemy. Right? He's the Superman.
Right.
There's like hundreds of Supermen.
He means the one.
He means the one that
specifically.
tackled you,
Yeah.
Bizarro.
I'm not wrong though, right? Like all the pods have.
Yeah, yeah.
Bizarro.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
I'm
well-
confused.
No, now I'm. Yeah, I was really confused.
You don't know if they're to the same degree of the Bizarro that you're fighting,
I
but
thought
they are
were
to some extent.
thin, like.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are disseminated throughout the
Right.
New York area, right?
So they're not. They don't look
Hundreds
like.
of
Just,
Bizarros.
Oh.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
We need to shut this down.
yeah. So I start shouting at them to take out the big one.
All right.
They're all the big one, aren't they?
Well, there's one who's very clearly bigger than the rest.
So that is a 3 plus 4 plus 5 is a 9.
What?
3 plus 4.
No, I
is-
get it, but like only one of the numbers he said was on the die.
1 plus 3 is 4 plus 5 is 9.
I kind of figured that's where you were going, but
No.
So
it
that
was
is
a
just-
hard chain to follow for me.
Yeah.
The end number. We do this every time I count, guys. I got a 9.
Very good. Maybe he does if you just announce the result.
Part of the problem is I gotta count out loud or it screws it up.
And you're the guy who loves D&D, which is
Oh, I
way
know.
more numbers intense than this.
Yes. So yeah, you reach out into a group of them, and once again you see that that skull visage across your face, and the smoke pours out of your mouth.
We need to deal with this.
You should
And-
get them on that.
That's a good idea.
They'll just reach out and snap each other's necks.
I put that as a critical. That sounds right. It's something that affects me until I fix it. Hades curse. Yeah.
Oh, no. You don't want to put that as a condition.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Because that would.
that's a plot condition. That's not an actual condition.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise you'd only be able to take 2 more before that 4th one would put you in
Then you
dead.
rolled the dead move, and then
Right.
we already know how that's going to
So,
go.
do
for
we
you.
have any critical conditions right now?
You don't.
No, you don't.
You just want to mark that as like part of your power profile now.
No, I don't. We will fix it.
Fix what?
It'll be in the limitations for.
Actually, limitations can be bought off with achievements as long as you can justify it through the plot.
Oh no, we're gonna fix it. It's gonna be.
I'm not spending my experience on that. Fuck you.
It is gonna be a side comic. Dark Horse that crab.
You can have your own solo title for a short run.
That's right.
Just start whispering stuff to Dan through voicemail because he doesn't pick up his phone. Then my character does this. Rob does this. Trust me, he said he would.
Besides, he's racist. We all know it.
Yeah. It's exactly what a racist robot would do, trust me.
Okay.
So yeah, you tap into a group of them, and they all turn on the others around them, and start a little infighting there.
Alright, so as I'm falling, I'm throwing javelins of energy
Okay.
at just random robots, whatever I see.
Okay.
No, I don't.
You do, however, get their attention, if that makes you feel any better.
I'm like, good show.
And a couple of them begin closing in on you. Give me another Defy Danger roll, Rob.
What's that?
Influence?
Influence? Okay.
All right.
11.
There is another signal